What do you think about the Stop Nick Shirley Act?
I think you're a psycho scam artist.
They don't want to end their fraud racket. A lot of the politicians, they benefit from the political organizations, and so they want this racket to continue. They don't want the truth to get out.
Stop fraud investigations, but you're the one who signed off and you're a co-author of it.
Nick Shirley coming at us, American hero, doing good things for American citizens over here in California. Californians, thank you.
We appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, he's rushing up on this new bill being passed. It's nicknamed Nick Shirley, Stop Nick Shirley Act. And here he goes, running down the aisle, finding all the people who signed the bill.
Yeah, he's wild, bro.
Yeah, let's see what they have to say. Let's see.
Let's see if they admit it.
Yeah.
One of the co-authors passed by, and it was now my time to confront these legislators who are pushing forth this bill. Here's one of the authors of the bill. How are you guys doing? We just want to ask you about the bill and why you guys would pass this bill that really is an attack on free speech.
I am not even sure what you're talking about.
Really?
You said an author. I don't think.
Yes.
I'm an
Did you
author.
pass? Did you sign to pass this bill? The AB 26?
No, I don't
24?
know what you're talking about.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
You do not.
No,
Are
you
you
guys
serious?
are just talking about.
No way.
Yeah, that's
No
great.
way.
Yeah.
We're talking about something
All
random.
of a sudden.
Okay.
Don't know
way.
what's going on.
Like all of a sudden, you have no idea.
Yeah,
Nope.
that's the problem when you're a part of a team or a party. Do they just sign things without even reading them? Oh, I know this person. It must be a good bill. Just sign it.
Imagine
we're
that.
on the same team.
Imagine that's how it works.
Yeah,
You
we're
just
on
go
the
like,
same
hey,
team.
bro,
Yeah.
you just sign it for me real quick.
Yeah.
I signed that thing for you last week, remember?
Yeah, exactly.
No way, dude. No
Yeah.
way. I
That's
think
how they
I
keep
think
the
she
support
knows.
for each other. Yeah, of course she knows.
I think she knows. And you know what's crazy too is I did the research on Mia Bonta, whatever her name is.
Mm-hmm.
She has a like it shows if you look. I don't know what the website. I gotta look it up again. It shows the bills that has out right now waiting. Shows the ones that have been passed. It is the most liberal, pressing on socialists. It's so liberal. It's crazy. It has like a meter, and she's leaning all the way left.
Yeah.
It's hardcore. It's hardcore.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then everybody else that signed it doesn't even know.
Yeah.
That's suspicious, and that's
Let's see if this one knows. Let's see if this one knows.
all right. Let's start the next one.
I've heard a lot of people trying to call you a liar. Why don't we just read the bill? I think that's what everybody just needs to know. So in this section of AB 2624, which we call the Stop Nick Shirley Act, it says a person, business, or association shall not publicly post
Which we call
or publicly display, disclose, or distribute on the internet or social media the internet, the personal information or image of a designated immigration support service provider, employee, or volunteer if that individual or individual entity or organization authorized on the act of their behalf. And that's just some of the language.
And what does that mean? Immigration support services provider.
See, and that is where the devil is in the details. Designated Immigration Support Services Facility means a facility where immigration support services are provided, including but not limited to nonprofit organization offices, Department of Justice recognized entities, community legal clinics,
What's this?
law offices, accredited representative sites that provide immigration legal services, and healthcare facilities. They threw that into designated immigration support service facilities, healthcare facilities.
And healthcare is at the very bottom of this. Mm-hmm. But that's where a lot of the fraud's taking place, inside of Medi-Cal, for instance, the hospital.
Yeah, that's sketchy, dude.
Yeah.
You can't lie. That's sketchy.
This isn't a coincidence. Right?
No.
This happens as soon as fraud starts being exposed.
No.
It's just surprising. You know, you would think that the people we vote for in this state of California, which both of us are from, that they'd be all for, exposing fraud, right? But it seems to be that, maybe it's close to election, and they don't want to be exposed as the bad guys, and they're just kind of doubling down, like, hey, it's not us that's bad, it's Nick Shirley that's bad,
More than that, I think the type of human being that decides that path of career is we see them as like this like kind of prophetic person, this like savior. They're in politics. That's absolutely not the case, especially, you get into it and then there's people like, hey, you know what? You want to make a little more money?
Yeah.
All you got to do is do this, These aren't like saints. These aren't holy people. I mean, they're obviously.
Yeah.
That's just crazy. They crammed it at the very end, though. They crammed it right at the end, and healthcare.
Yeah.
That's
This
wild.
definitely is not a coincidence. It's just a little weird.
At the moment that he starts investigating.
Yeah. So I'm for Nick Shirley here.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. Now this was another one. He stops another girl. This is Sarah Perez. So let's
Sasha Perez.
Oh, Sasha. Yeah, it's small.
Sasha
Sorry,
Perez.
I'm blind. All right, let's see.
Sasha, how are you doing? We just want to ask you about the bill AB 2624. Why would you sign off on that? It's a direct violation of the First Amendment, and it makes it harder for people to expose fraud here.
We have Ledge Council. They check the constitutionality of all our bills as we're writing them. I work on fraud issues. You'd know that if you look at some of the work I did on the budget subcommittee.
Amazing. So the Mia Bonta, her husband's the Attorney General of the Attorney General of California, and it was only until I exposed fraud that they actually cracked down on the fraud and made some arrests here, especially with the hospices. And do you know that if this bill were to pass, it'd make it illegal for someone to go after fraud, especially if it's based off of immigrants, for instance, the Armenians in California?
No, I think that that's a misinterpretation of the bill, but I'm happy to talk with you more about it. And fraud and investigations into fraud are something that's been happening for a very long time. The Attorney General handles those cases. This is an ongoing issue.
It's a little weird that the wife of the Attorney General, Mia Bonta, is now pushing this bill that literally goes against the First.
Good point.
What are your thoughts on that first?
The first, yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, that's, the whole bill is going after the First Amendment, right? I mean, let's just say they're right. This is protecting the innocent, right? And then you have the fraudulent. Who's really going to benefit more from that bill? The people who are committing the fraud or the innocent? Probably the people who are committing the fraud, right? I mean, it's just, I can't believe. I mean, honestly, it would suck to say I can believe California is doing this at this point. A lot of Californians are very upset. You know, I know a lot of people in the state want to keep it blue, but I wouldn't be surprised by this next election that we're going to become a red state. You know, we're definitely very upset with all these policies going through. You know, it's like almost a big game being played, and there's no admission to fault. It's just kind of like this. We're not wrong. You know, it's someone else's fault. You know, and we're here to protect you, right? That's what the bill's about. We're here to keep you safe and protect the innocent.
Who's you?
Yeah.
It feels like we have
It's
this
crazy.
America, and conservatives, we have this America First agenda, right? And it's a pretty solid agenda. Obviously, there's interpretation, right? Maybe you can argue anything is definitely for America in the end. But this definitely is not an America First type of policy, for sure. You're protecting immigrants. I mean, immigrants are great. But you're protecting them in this capacity of fraud, which is ridiculous. Also, she said it's open to interpretation. You maybe interpreted it wrong. This is like the legal jargon that she puts in there just so they have one little out in case you really call them out. Like Mamdani has this, like, let's tax white people. That's a little more explicit. This is a little bit more kind of up.
There's just too big of a gray area here.
Yeah.
Right. And there's too many loose terms. You know, immigration services. What does that really mean? And what personal information is really being exposed? It's just too many gray areas.
It's like it's almost like they're protecting people that are harboring fugitives or something.
Yeah. Exactly. Right. Like why can't you check up on these areas? You know, I just don't understand. I haven't seen anyone become threatened or doxxed. Or people showing up at their house when they're innocent. I just don't see that. I'm just not too sure why this bill is being put in place, especially when it's right after all this fraud is exposed. Now they want to, who are they protecting?
What a coincidence.
Yeah, protecting yourselves, maybe?
What a coincidence.
Right? It's just a little weird.
And also, liberals are supposed to be the movement for the people, like for the people, right? This is kind of hurting the people of the country that you live in, right? You're protecting criminals basically at this point. Yeah. And eliminating free speech and free press and recording. Like, isn't that supposed to be the whole thing as freedom? We're liberals. We want to be free. It doesn't make any sense to me. It just seems like more like social safety nets trying to squeeze people. Yeah. It's ironic to me.
Yep.
But yeah, these are the first three we have. You guys tell us what you think.
Please
There's more to come.
We love responding to comments. We do it all the time on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. Let us know what you think, even if you are on the opposite side of how we're thinking. We love to hear it, talk about it. Please let us know.
For sure. Let's go.